Hey, Raisa, it's Mrs. Smith. So, your mom was telling me that you kind of came across this problem here on Prodigy and you were having some difficulty solving it. So, I sat down and I wrote it out myself on my piece of paper and I thought, I could try to type out the answer to you, but it's so much. I thought I would show you. So, it's not showing up as well as I hoped it would, but we're going to still try it. Hopefully this will help you out. Okay, so the first thing that we know is we're going to be writing a subtraction sentence, okay? And I noticed that it kind of gave you some of the format already. Like it's a fraction over 10 minus another fraction over 10 equals, and then you had to find the answer. So the first thing that we already know is that this bottom number, and I think you already had that in there, is definitely going to be a 10 because we're working in tenths here. Even though on our number line, it is set up in fifths. And that's what they mean in this other part of the directions when it says do not reduce the fractions, okay? It's easy to think about reducing all of this into fifths because that's what we see, but they want us to keep it in tenths. So here's what you have to do. You have to put these fractions into tenths so that the terms make sense, okay? Now, here's what I know. I know that when I have this fraction, 5 over 5, what that really equals is 1. 5 over 5 is just 1, like a whole number 1. So this is a 1. So if this is a 1 and I want to change it to tenths, I can just change this to 10 over 10. And that's when these cool little marks in between come into play. Because this one is 9 tenths, and then 4 fifths becomes 8 tenths. And then this dot that we have right here becomes 7 tenths. 3 fifths becomes 6 tenths. This dot is 5 tenths. 2 fifths becomes 4 tenths. And then this other dot we have right here is 3 tenths. So now I've got my two dots. This dot right here that we start with is 7 tenths. And this dot that we end here is 3 tenths. So I'm going to start with 7 tenths and I'm going to subtract 4. I'm taking away 4 tenths, right? Because that's what it even gave me, that information. So I'm going to take away 4 tenths, and then that means it's going to get me all the way over here to my answer, which is 3 tenths, because 7 minus 4 equals 3. 3 tenths. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know and I can try again. But I am really proud of you for getting into Prodigy. I'm hoping you'll get into extra math too. I'm hoping you'll do it every day. And then I've got some time set up next week to do a Zoom session with you. And I can go over any kind of homework or problems like this that you have, whatever we need to do. Okay? So I hope you're doing good. Hope you're hanging in there. And I'll talk to you again soon.